WWE have re-signed a major star. WrestleMania 38 Night 2 main event plans have potentially been revealed. And we got some backstage news on recent surprise SmackDown appearances. Stay tuned. So it's somebody that we've talked about a hell of a lot in the past week or so. Her name has been on everybody's lips. We are, of course, speaking about Ronda Rousey. And it's now been reported on the Observer Radio show that Ronda Rousey will be returning to WWE. But not just that, she has re-signed. She's re-signed. She's doing a new, she's got a new 1-year deal. And it's likely that she's going to be a regular on SmackDown, but also doing some Raw shows. Okay. Dave says that he thinks that she'll be on Raw on Monday, which to me means that she's probably going to be there tonight, actually. Yeah. She's going to be in the Rumble. Of course she's going to be in the Rumble.
There were talks, I think, on Wrestling Observer Radio that I think Dave said from what he'd heard, or the presenter said from what they'd heard, that she was slated to appear as early as tonight, but it may not necessarily be in the Rumble. It could possibly be a post-match angle, which we could see her come out at the end or whatever and challenge somebody.
Point at some signs for ages, time and time again. About 40 times she did it. He continues, the only thing I know is that she will not be wrestling Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. The match, I was told, was Becky Lynch, which makes perfect sense. Like, Becky's already teasing it on Twitter. Everybody's talking about it. There's a little bit of beef there. So that makes perfect sense. It makes me feel a bit bad for your Biancas and your Livs. But hey, the star power's there. You can't blame them. It is frustrating. But there you go. It is what it is. I don't know what else to say about it, really. He does also mention it's not just Rumble, WrestleMania, then gone. She signed to that year deal, and she will be performing on brands post-WrestleMania, whether that's Raw or SmackDown. So expect to hear the sounds of... what's the bloody song called?
Bad Reputation.
God, that's a classic. That was embarrassing.
Imagine she comes out to something else.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to me. I love that song. I don't even know the name. I love that song. Can't name the pissing thing.
Favourite song?
Yeah, love it. Massive Joan and the Jets fan. So, speaking of WrestleMania, a comment on the main event plans, and specifically Night 2, that Sunday night main event plan, is apparently Lesnar versus Reigns. So how we're going to get there, I don't know. We've talked about this so much in news videos, so I don't want to spend too much time on this or anything. But I don't know how we get there. WWE obviously were going to do it. They couldn't do it because of COVID and everything. They want to get there. It's a massive money match. I just don't know if that's champion versus champion. I don't know if Reigns costs Brock his belt. I don't know if Brock costs Reigns his belt. I don't know if one of those goes on to win a Rumble and say, hey, I'm challenging you, pal. It's going to happen. I think
we need to... Maybe if we can have Brock cost Roman, it will make Roman look... It will kind of keep Roman looking a bit strong because he only lost his belt via... DQ or, not DQ, but like interference. So that allows Roman to continue, being the tribal chief when he gets it back or whatever, and just being that dominant character if that is what they want to keep doing.
Yeah, for sure. So time will tell. I think we'll know a lot more about the road to WrestleMania and where we might be heading after tonight's Rumble. Backstage news now on some recent surprise SmackDown appearances. Fox has liked the idea of surprise appearances, which explains Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff on the show for no obvious reason this past week. Outside talent is being talked about for cameos both in the Rumble and for surprises on TV. The idea is to try and create buzz with the idea of who unannounced may show up on TV each week. And I love that. Like, the one thing that we talk about a lot again is the sort of unpredictability of the Attitude Era, never knowing what's going to happen, who might turn up. And you can't do that quite as easily today, but bringing some of the old timers back, for as long as they're relevant cameos and they're not just there for no real reason, it's just a bit of fun, and it'll make me tune in more for sure.
That, and you never know when lightning's going to strike in a bottle. You might have Bischoff backstage in a segment and just something said, and boom, you've got a storyline. So you could have just all these little moments, and I think it makes WWE feel a bit more like I don't know, like if you are the average fan that doesn't really know the backstage goings on of WWE, AEW, how it works with two promotions going against each other, you're just a WWE viewer, guy on the street. It's kind of like, I don't know, it feels almost like it's a bit more of a family of a company. You like who you're going to see from, when you were a kid, that type of deal.
A family who releases their children.
Yeah, but if you are the average Joe, you probably don't know that.
No, sure. On last night's SmackDown, we saw the TV return of Sasha Banks, and she came out. She said that she's ready to rumble, and slapped Charlotte. It all fell apart. So it looks like Sasha Banks entering the Rumble, which is very exciting indeed. She's a potential winner, and that's pretty cool as well. I'd quite like Sasha.
I just can't stop thinking about the segment before Sasha comes out. Charlotte's just gathered all of these women to the ring to just go, "I'm gonna beat all of you," and just walking around doing her usual shit.
The thing is, she's right, isn't she? She's gonna. She might not win the thing. She might win the thing as well. But yeah, I think
I might try and keep track.
It wouldn't surprise me if she eliminates all of those women.
Yeah,
right.
I might try and keep track.
There's before we get to the final Rumble rundown of all the names in there, because we've got 25 now for the men's, and I think we've got 23
for the women's. I think
23.
23
for the women's. There is one more star teasing a little bit of an appearance in the Royal Rumble. Former WWE Divas champion Caitlyn is in St. Louis. She flew in yesterday. She's posted a picture of her on Instagram with the St. Louis Arch. So we don't know if she's going to be in the Royal Rumble, but she's going to be in the Royal Rumble, surely.
Just real quick.
Unless she just fancies a trip.
Maybe she just fancies a trip to St. Louis. Real quick, what's the St. Louis Arch all about? Have you seen it?
Mean?
It's intimidating. It's just
this
giant. It's huge.
It's just a bit of fun, isn't it?
I
don't know. Let us know in the comments if you're from St. Louis. Let us know.
Do you attach things to it and make it a giant swing? No, it's just like a huge sculpture. That's why it's kind of like when you get up close to it.
That's just the thing, isn't it? Like the coffee bean. The coffee bean.
Oh
in
God,
Chicago.
Yeah.
We've all got nonsense. We've got the Mound in London. Have you seen the Mound?
Yeah, I've seen.
It's just this. It costs
it's
millions
been closed
to make.
now, hasn't it?
Has it?
Yeah, I think they closed it, or they're closing it.
Why? What?
Because it cost a load of money. Then they tried to charge people to walk up 100 stairs and look at Marble Arch.
Us British people are the worst, aren't we?
We're so gullible.
Absolute worst. Also, before we run down those names, PW Insider have revealed a bit of information regarding some backup that Johnny Knoxville may have. We've seen on Instagram that Knoxville, Preston Lacey, Wee Man, Steve-O, Jeff Tremaine, and Jasper Dolphin, who I'm unfamiliar. I assume he's one of the new faces.
Maybe. I
think they've introduced some new characters. But they're all at the Talent Hotel in St. Louis. That might be related to other media appearances that they're doing to promote the new Jackass film. But Johnny Knoxville might have some backup, and they all run down and help eliminate.
It's like I can and can't see Tremaine there, like helping, but because I think Tremaine's the director, right? So he might just be there as a liaison.
He does a little bit on camera.
We might or might not see all of these names, but as you said, they could be in St. Louis doing other stuff too. So
yeah, for sure. But they're there, so you might see them tonight. Obviously, Knoxville is the biggest star. Steve-O would be cool. And no stranger to a WWE ring.
Yeah,
either. Him and Chris Pontius promoting Wild Boys, getting spiked by Umaga
and then spiked
again,
and
then totally no-sold it. Absolutely class. Love it. So we're going to run down all of those names because we got Sonya in the women's as well now. That's got to be mentioned.
Yes.
So Sonya's declared herself for the Women's Royal Rumble. But in the men's, Nakamura, Rick Boogs, Ricochet, Theory, Dominic and Ray, Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn, Sheamus, Priest, Dawkins, Ford, Styles, Kofi, Big E, Moss, Corbin, Omos, Ziggler, Owens, Rude, Riddle, Orton, Gable, Otis. 5 spaces available for the men's Rumble. And if I've got my math correct, Flair, Banks, Sonya, Baszler, Natalya, Aaliyah, Rhea, Shotzi, Nikki 2, Bella, Nikki, yeah, you get it, Brie, Dana, Michelle McCool, Mickie James, Zelina Vega, Carmella, Tamina, Kelly. So good they named her twice. Summer Rae, Lita, Naomi, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair. That leaves 7 spaces. If I've done the math, I don't know if I have. But Rumble tonight. One last plug. Live stream Live stream tomorrow as well. Review show. What happened at WTF? There's loads of Rumble content on the channel right now. We're all excited. It's the best. It is genuinely the best time of the year. Cannot wait. I have no idea what's going to happen. We got new merch. Buy this disrespectful t-shirt.
British Wrestling
Cultaholic.com. British Wrestling Legends. Jobber, star. There's buddies on there. Lart socks. There's various new t-shirts, all sorts of bits.
There
Scarves.
you go. Oh, look at them. They're covered in splooge.
It looks like jizz. It looks like jizz.
It's like that AJ Styles t-shirt.
Rumble tonight.
Yeah.
Rumble tonight. Come on. Let's have some fun. See you tonight. Oh, what an ending! Oh. Should have cut it there, Sam. Do it again.
I was wanting it to land on the lens.
Right. All the best. Have fun at the Rumble. At the Rumble.
Rumble.
It's the Rumble.
And on the Rumble. Rumble.